they said then if that's the default price,
That's what I
then
was
the
saying.
present price be 0.0123. It is we don't modify it exactly. Just take
It's a device point. That's what I was.
notes are drawn. The modern staff comprises 5 lines and 4 spaces. You can see the lines and you can see the spaces. And they are five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And then we have 4 spaces in between. Now, every line or space on the staff represents a white key on the keyboard. None is inserted. So you have like this one is something to play on the keyboard. The next thing we have here is the clef sign. The clef sign. Now we have the two clefs, the treble clef and the bass clef. There are other clefs, but for beginners' sake and for the sake of sight singing, we will be using these two clefs, the treble clef and the bass clef. Now, first, let's discuss the treble clef, which is also called the G clef. The staff line, which the clef wraps around, is known as G. Any note that is placed on this line becomes G. So once you have this treble clef surrounding this G, that shows that this line becomes G. And from that line, you can now begin to trace which one is which. Okay? So let's see. Above the G is A. In music, there is nothing like H. So what we have is you go back to A. The way you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So that's the same thing. In music, you go back to A. Then the next is B, and then the next D, C, D, E, F, G. Okay? Now the process continues. Now, if you keep going up, you get to G, but you still need to place more notes in music. So what do? Ledger lines will solve this for us. Take note that music, nothing comes by coincidence. It's creativity, quite alright. But there's something that represents what you stand for. So when you go outside the staff, you will definitely land on the clef sign. Okay? So let's see the ledger line, how it looks like. This is ledger line. Lines that you place above or below the staff to show you what actually or what actually you're doing. So After the G, we go back to A, remember? So we can place our A on the letter line. Okay, now let's look at the F clef, which is also called the bass clef. Now, taking it from the C clef, from the G clef, which we have the treble clef. Remember that I told you that for the treble clef, what we have is also called G clef. So the line of the starting point refers to G. So therefore, since it is here, this is your G. But for the bass clef, from the name, you will see that we have F. We have F. Okay? So we can now fill the rest of the staff with notes. So you have like F, G, A. If you go down, F, E, D, C, B, A, G. Good. So finally, let's discuss the grand staff. A theoretical staff consisting of 11 lines. That is in theory. Now, we're going to eliminate the middle line and we end up with just two regular staffs. Now, watch what happens when we eliminate it. Two regular staffs. So when you add your treble clef and you add your bass clef, this is how it will now look like. And you would see the relationship between the two staffs. Now this will just put a note on a ledger line, and that is your middle C. You can see it in red. The C is commonly called the middle C since it corresponds with the middle staff line. Okay, so thank you for joining. We'll do this again tomorrow. We'll continue with the basic theory before we now move into sight singing so that it wouldn't be so difficult for you once we start um, sight singing.